customers will buy the product because this reason. To test the assumption, what will you do? We'll go to the customer, why you will not buy the product. So he will tell you the 10 of his reasons. Maybe the friends are not using, maybe I don't have money, or maybe there are better products in the market. So why you are just making it? So you just flip the question. So one of the strategy to understand is, it's called metaphor. Flip to page 16. To metaphor elucidation. Now, in the second line, it says, for instance, if a poet says, "My love is a red, red rose," it doesn't mean she's turned into a flower. It means that in sight and scent, she resembles a rose. Now, often, we understand the things from the metaphors in a better way. For example, like I given you the story of this six-pen and the elephant. So everyone was able to relate to it without, expressing it in the words. It was simple, and we understood that how myopic our vision is. So these kind of metaphors, either through words or through pictures, are like, I would say, the new research method which can be used along with your existing market research techniques, so that you can know more about the customer. If you can, just go through this example now. Once there was some internal survey in the company, and one woman selected a picture of Godzilla, the giant lizard who destroys modern cities and old movies. In the common portrayal of Godzilla, he's a protector of the old way of doing things. Metamorphically, Godzilla represents the woman's view of senior management. So you see, when you're in your organization, you cannot point fingers at your boss, because that is not good for a job. That's what we have learned. So let's say, okay, for the senior management, what do you think their role could be? And an individual is shown 5 pictures. Like probably one could be like a Jesus, one could be Godzilla, or something like that, depending on what the culture is and what kind of perceptions are being formed. So this woman picked up the Godzilla, and this is what she thought about senior management, that it's too authoritative and they are blocking the innovation. So this feeling was shared across with other employees of the organization, and as a result, they were able to change their processes and were able to remove some of the like authority from their processes to enable the faster innovation. So now thing is that how you could apply these things in your own product. So let's do just a small exercise at the bottom. Write or draw the metaphors which you will use to conduct a research about the Facebook user on the issues of privacy. Now, before we start the exercise, how many people are aware that Facebook privacy has many issues and about the current stuff? Yeah, I'm you two guys must be aware. Yeah, okay, and okay, right, okay. Okay, how many of you have heard about, like in the last 1 year, about Facebook privacy issues, that it has created big, like the big news in US or maybe India also, and maybe the recent incident of 2 girls getting arrested just for the Facebook comment. I'm sure that everyone must be aware of it. It brings a tear to my God. Just for a Facebook
even
comment. Yeah, even for liking, you get arrested. It's so funny.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, it's like
there's a law coming up on this thing.
Yeah, like I would quote any politician here, is that every few years there is a new wave. He has written his biography like a month ago. So he says that when the new wave comes, people don't know what to do, how to react to it. and it will take some time to settle down, because Facebook, Twitter, etc. is very new to us, and you see the decision makers, they are like 50, 60 plus, so they have seen the world, but this world is new, Facebook, Twitter, so they simply don't know what to do with it. So it will take some time before, maybe around 40 years, 50 years before the next generation comes in and start, actually using the internet just like we use electrical gadgets today. Like if you look back about 60 years, there were no electrical gadgets, there was no Walkman. But today, even there is no Walkman, but there is iPod. So that kind of stuff always happens. So okay, just do this 5 minutes exercise where you write or draw the metaphors in terms of words or pictures. What do you think about this Facebook privacy issue? Like, or you can also think about this latest fiasco about these two girls. So, what kind of words come to your mind? What kind of pictures come to your mind? Just write these words down here, please.
The whole incident, I guess, I got a lot of words.
No, just okay. I would just say put some limit to maybe 10 to 15 words. What kind of images or words you see? These words or pictures should be very abstract idea. Very abstract idea. That okay, for example, if you say fear, then you could say by police or law. What is it? Like fear, freedom of lack of, I would say, like our basic right is getting violated, freedom of speech. So that is causing fear. That is causing. Okay, is it all done?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Can I say, how many say fear? Just raise your hand. How many say fear? Okay, how many say frustration?
Yes.
How many say scrutiny? Scrutiny. No, like how many of you say like fear? Like what is the abstract idea to represent this event of? So how many of you have written fear? And then how many have written caution? Okay. Cautious or caution. Yeah. So I believe that more or less we share something similar. Huh? Helpless, yes, helpless.
Sorry about confusion.
Okay.
I'm kind of confused about the space for privacy issue.
It looks like lawless. There's no governing body entire.
So why don't you write confusion?
Why did I? Because it's not clear. I mean, they came up with an issue about 2 years ago, and they retracted. Then they come up with another privacy issue. So I'm confused as to what their intentions are.
Yeah, so that is creating what? Insecurity?
Well, maybe fear, maybe
Maybe
insecurity.
fear. Yeah.
There's one more issue coming
Exactly.
with the Facebook. I read a news yesterday. They've launched a new service called gift services in US, Facebook. So people are scared, like if they share their credit card details, someday they'll get to know that the details have been sold to a third party, their credit card details.
Yeah.
So they have serious issues with the privacy.
Just want to probably swing in a different perspective. I think I would agree to fear to an extent, but I still think if you talk about masses, ignorance is still a feeling, because people still do not know privacy, the concept of privacy in most countries.
In India it is. I mean, what I mean to say is like, you never read a privacy policy even if you visit yahoo.com. You don't bother about visiting and reading, or because it's a lot of text, like 10 pages that you don't care. But now, if you see what these advocates websites, it's a disclaimer that is displayed on the right in the front. That the information is just for reference based.
Okay, like based on whatever you have written, can you just go to page 7, the next page, and see how you can draw this consensus map. For example, in our case, the fear or inability to express creates frustration, right? So fear is linked to frustration. And caution, because you have to be cautious. So caution leads to frustration. You cannot be just free anymore, because you thought that Facebook is one outlet where you can say anything and do anything. But now you have to be cautious. Just like if someone reads it, it's gonna be blurred. So based on your understanding, can you create this linkages map with something like this of what you have understood? On page 7. For example, frustration leads to, fear leads to frustration. So just draw one line between fear and frustration. So similarly, where you think that there could be some linkages, draw that connection. Now, what thing can lead to what? What thing is interconnected? So that will give you an idea that, okay, that this is what people are thinking. You can take a clue from this example. Now, this submap of thoughts about a company that has customers' best interests at heart. So, for example, honesty creates dependability. Honesty creates dignity. Honesty is responsible for a good moral character. So similarly, in your case, what are the linkages? What are the interdependencies? There could be more than one interdependencies on one factor. For example, fear may be the root cause of many other things. Is everybody getting? Yeah? Sir, are you following?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. If I have to say, like just think about basic human behavior. What things will lead to the other? For example, fear will lead to what? That if I'm afraid of someone, then what I will do, I might feel frustrated, or I might feel less dependable.
It's always fear of unknown.
So that is always true. So that is the very important point. So you should mention that fear of unknown. It will lead to what? Because once you are interacting with some system, there should not be fear of unknown. So here the unknown factor is kind of police, or a justice department, or maybe a credit card company who can steal your data, or what is that? So I think that's a very good point, fear of unknown. Everyone done with this? So whatever circles you have made, so just think about it. If you are interviewing someone, then or you are interviewing, let's say, 30 people, can you discover something like this when people will say, oh, that people might say that the Facebook privacy issue should be better, you know, the law should become better. So, but there would be no actionable items. There would be no emotional responses. Through this consensus map and use of metaphor language, you are able to record the emotions and record the responses in a better way. And the more the number of people, the bigger the circle becomes. Like you can put some number, for example, 100 will become this much, or maybe 10 will become this much, so that the data can be quantified in a more objective, easy to use way. So as you can see that these two things, when they go together, metaphor and the consensus map, will give you those insights, those frustrations which are not covered in any market research. So even if you are delivering a service, you have to ask that what are the frustration points of my customer. Then you will get a 10 list of things, because these things are not getting done, right? When you are running an organization, it's almost impossible to improve everything overnight. Everything takes time, and because of so many issues are there. But what you can do to address those needs? Do you need to work on your positioning? Do you need to work on your service? Or do you need to work on addressing those fears by talking more to them? Just pick out those things which can be done, right? So this gives you a better map as compared to the traditional market research model. Okay. So I will leave the page and 8 and 9 for you to read. It's like similar privacy things, but defined in more detail. How you can use the more metaphors, and like what images can be used. So maybe you can read it once you are at home or the workplace. Now you have this consensus map. I would like you to answer these questions. Imagine you are a product manager of Facebook. Okay. Imagine you are a product manager of Facebook, and you have this consensus map in front of you. So in your map, let's say fear has 5 branches. Fear is responsible for 5 different things. So what are you going to do to address that fear? Are you going to communicate more? Are you going to form a better user policies, or what you are going to do? There are 5 different questions, okay, which you can answer. What do we want this map to look like in 6 months to a year? This create your company vision. This create at least your vision, that based on the findings, this is what we should be doing, right? And what changes in this map would align it better with our strategic vision. So I request you that once you go from here to workplaces or to your homes, think about your product or services along the same lines and create a vision or answer these 6 questions for your own product or service. First you do it on your own, what you think is the right way, and then you create one customer research survey or interview question, and then interview the customer using this method. I'm sure the results will be much better. You will be able to gain more insights from the customers. So this is one of the ways to discover the hidden agendas from the customers. Okay. So for more information, you can always refer to this book, How Customers Think. Okay. So yeah, so we're done with this one part. Any questions so far?
You use invasion, why not attack?
Well, sir, we call it just invasion on privacy. not attack.
What is the difference
Sorry,
between-
Attack is something.
There is a marked
Difference.
difference. Marked difference between attack and invasion. Invasion is multi-pronged, all sides. You kill the enemy from all sides. Attack is one side.
So
So
basically,
invasion, that means what you are using is correct. And I wanted to know that is not a thought, somebody must have thought. It could be attack also.
okay. Right, thanks for enlightening. I thought it that way. Wait.
It is from the book or?
Yeah, this one is from.
Somebody else.
Yeah, this is from the book. This is from the book How Customers Think.
How customers think.
Yeah, I have mentioned it on the third page, the book name. Okay, any more questions?
How customers think.
Any more questions?
These are Howard questions. That's why some cannot be imagined.
Okay, let me just say, there are, two things, like one of my teachers says, that there are two things. One is clear,